Welcome everybody to another World of Tanks replay. My name is Maxwell and this one is from the user Scrub Reroll. And he's driving the AMX ELC on a standard battle on Malinovka. ELC is a tier 5 light tank for the French. Still on with the French. This one is going to be a masterclass on how to drive this tank in particular. Although you can apply it to any non-auto-loading light tank. A lot of people say to drive the ELC effectively you need to just continuously move and never ever stop. As this replay is going to prove that's not necessarily the case. It doesn't necessarily have to be true. This one is going to be really a great showing of spotting mechanics and light tank mechanics shown to us from the perspective of a Unicum, although be it a reroll Unicum, a Unicum nonetheless. So Scrub Reroll straight away going to be heading to the famous spotting bush. This one here, if you are interested, if you can get into this bush from either side really, if you can get to it from that side then props to you, but if you can get to it from this side of the map, you can get some great spotting in this bush on either side of the field. As you saw, Scrub Reload pretty much spotted out everybody who was moving to the right or left, and that allowed the allied team to just pound it down onto them. Although they've only taken out 2 tanks, make that 3. There may be more to come. Positioning himself in such a way that he can't really be seen from any side. His only real risk is from this right-hand side. The ELC has a pretty good standard camo rating as it is. Just going to play this one patiently. It is a slow burner. But as you can imagine, playing a light tank with a skilled player, it's going to be pretty slow and methodical. He does get spotted as soon as he makes this maneuver. The Panzer 4D hadn't left the base. That one was just a little bit inaccurate, thanks to the gun of the ELC. Hopefully his allies can hit this Panzer. They can indeed. They have his back. The only downside to somebody getting in one of those bushes very early on, as you can see, is not a lot of your teammates decide to leave the base. They all kind of wait there to see if they can get some damage on the people that you spot, and that can leave them vulnerable in other places, as we are going to see. Despite having such a fantastic start, it is going to leave the team slightly vulnerable. Got to be careful against this Panzer 4H. I didn't see whether he had the derp gun, but if he did, he's going to be able to absolutely wreck this ELC without there being much that the ELC can do about it. Just parading around until his camo kicks back in, but it looks like they're just a little bit too close for that to happen. One more shot. He just about misses that one, unfortunately. He's going to have to run around this Panzer 4 until his gun reloads. It is a fairly short reload, though, and it looks like he's actually too low for the Panzer 4H to be able to hit. That one missed. That one didn't. That is kill number 1. And now his allied team have started to make a push down this right-hand side. Sorry, left-hand side. The tanks have started to arrive. This KV-1 SM7, possibly a Matilda, but it might be next week before the Matilda actually gets here. Scrub Reroll going to move towards the location where he knows that the artillery tends to camp. There are 3 artillery pieces for the enemy team, so going to play this one slow and methodical just like the rest of the game. Waiting in the bushes here. Nobody really shows up just yet. He's going to move forward just a little bit. Wait to see if his 6th sense goes off. Use the dips in the terrain to keep himself concealed. Does see a KV-2 in the distance. Going to get into a bush here. Can't see the very top of the KV-2's turret. Not really sure if he wants to have this shot though. Does. Gets the damage. There's a Hellcat on the right hand side, so got to be careful he doesn't get spotted. The KV-2 has terrible view range, so definitely not getting spotted out by the KV-2. Decides he has to move because this M7 has come to hog the bush. What can tend to happen is if an ally moves to a bush that you're in and they are more easily spotted than you are, sometimes a good idea just to leave, because somebody may fire at that other tank and then hit you by mistake, either artillery or other tanks. You can end up getting killed as a result of their foolish mistakes. Allowing his gun to close in all the way on this KV-2 before having his shot. That one just about missed. As we see, the accuracy on this ELC isn't great. And is supposed to be more of a run and gun tank. Looking at this Hellcat, the Hellcat does have a decent view range. So as you can see, Scrub is moving back until the bushes go opaque. Opaque meaning you can't see through them. And when the bushes are opaque like that, it means that you have a much better camo rating. What actually happens is when you fire your gun within a certain distance of a bush, that bush becomes transparent to the enemy, so no longer provides you any camo bonus. Whereas if you fall back away from the bush until it's no longer see-through to you, that means that it now still provides you with a camo bonus. And I have a shot at this KV2, trying to take him out. Take him out he does. That is a good kill. He does get spotted now because he fired at that KV2 while he was within range of that bush. And the Hellcat just about spotted him out. He's going to fall back now. Wait for his camo to kick back in. Still not seeing any of the artillery, which is a little unusual. But you can imagine that because they've won the hill so easily, that maybe they've moved up towards that hill. Allied team doing okay. This game's very even at the moment at 9 kills to 9. One would even say completely even. And Scrub Reroll just trying to find a shot on this Hellcat. Really what he needs a sacrificial tank. He needs someone to come forward so that Hellcat has a shot. And then becomes spottable. There we go. We can see him in the back there. Scrub Reroll decides to move back to use the cover from his bush. Now he's going to let his gun close in all the way. He was tracked last time he was spotted. So we're going to have that shot. Looks like it didn't connect or didn't quite finish him off. There we go. It did connect, but it didn't quite finish him off. He starts to back away, but not quite enough. He gets the hit and the kill. That's kill number 3. And now it's time to move on. He's got a Cromwell coming in to support him. And they've got 2 artillery pieces and an OIX left. But the Cromwell gets taken out by a great shot by the artillery, to be honest. That was a fantastic shot. One of the enemy OIX, in fact both of them, are moving down the 0 line towards the base. Their artillery doesn't make a move soon. Oh no, he is all the way over in G1 at the moment. I'm not really sure where their OI is though. He's probably out of radio range. Now just becomes the waiting point in the game. Not really much that they can do. Just got to wait to see what these 2 OIs decide to do on the other side of the map. Friendly artillery decides to go for a base capture. That's hopefully going to pull somebody out of cover. Maybe some of the artillery. The Allied OIX does go down now. Scrub Reroll is going to have to get over there because these 2 OIs are going to be able to cap their base fairly quickly. Only one of them is spotted, and an ELC is definitely not a match for an OIX, frontally at least. He's going to have to try and take them by surprise somehow. You can imagine the kind of players that they are going to make a beeline for the cap circle. Here he comes, gets a great shot through his frontal armour there, and then decides to back away. He did get spotted as well, so he's got to play this one carefully. It looks like one OI is making a beeline for him while the other one is starting a base capture. He does have the speed over the OI, but not necessarily the agility, thanks to the fact that he doesn't have a fully rotating turret. OI comes in. Can he get a hit on him? He can indeed. That was a very quick shot and a very quick kill. The second OI hoves into view. He is on full health as well. It's not really going to be that much that Scrub Reroll can do against him, so decides to run. Puts as many buildings between himself and this OI as possible, as you can see. The OI is landing shots, but they're just about missing. Some of these coming from the enemy artillery as well. The friendly artillery looked like he got shotgunned by the LAFH in the cap circle. The scrub reroll is falling back now. It's just himself versus 3 artillery and an OIX. He's got the bush. This OIX is going to be heading towards this direction. There he is. And again, uses the tactic of falling back far enough from the bush so that he can fire without making it transparent and without being seen. The other thing about light tanks is they do not lose camo rating whilst they are moving. Unfortunately, the OIX has come far enough left that he's probably going to get spotted if he fires this time. Doesn't fire and therefore doesn't get spotted. OIX is in the cap circle, but he knows he's there. There's not going to be that much that this OI can do if he stays in the cap circle. Scrub reroll knows where he is. He's going to be able to just get into position and fire at him at his leisure. Uses the handbrake there to very quickly get into position. He's got quite a lot of foliage between himself and this OI. Can he land the shot? He can indeed. If he gets a decent roll here, slightly over average, he should be able to take out this OI, who has started to make a run for it now. But that is the kill. That's kill number 5. Now it's going to be time to maybe hunt down the artillery or just go for the win. To be honest, at this point, I think a win would be the best thing to do. Finds the shotgunning LE from earlier. He has high explosive ammunition loaded. Going to allow his gun to zoom all the way in. Not really sure what the LE was playing at, but now neither does he, because he's back to his garage. He is taken out. That's kill number 6, a well-deserved Top Gun medal. Now it looks like he's heading towards the field. Going to try and find the M41 and the other LE. To be honest, those two have not been spotted for the whole game. So really not sure where they're going to be. Scrub reroll decides to make a move across the field. To be honest, they're both probably on the hill, but I think Scrub reroll is deciding that those two guys are probably not going to make a move out of their hidey hole, so decides to go for a base capture instead. Gets himself into position out in the middle of the field. The camo rating on the ELC is good enough that you don't have to sit in a bush, because that is obviously the first places that the artillery is going to hit. Is probably going to be this bush here and that bush there, if they're worth their weight in salt, and possibly fire behind this wreck here or that wreck there would be the places that I would shoot as an artillery driver. But we will see if these artillery drivers are indeed worth their weight in salt, or whether they're going to come in here and try and shotgun Scrub reroll in the face. Looks like nothing as yet. The cap is now 50% complete and nothing is happening. Oh, there we go. Lands a shot, but it just lands randomly near Scrub reroll. One tactic you can do when the artillery blindly fires at the cap circle is, once the shell lands, you can park on top of that shell, because they're very unlikely to fire at the same place twice. As you see, that shot landed in the bush, which, like I said, is the most likely place that he will be camping. Going to try and get a shot on this LE that is coming in. That one just about missed, but it looks like he hasn't even been spotted yet, because his sixth sense hasn't gone off. And hopefully he can still pick up the win here. There's just 1 second left. There we go. That is the cap, and that is the victory. So awesome game played there by Scrub reroll, picking himself up 2,000 points of damage, 6 kills, a Top Gun medal, Kolobanov's medal, Invader medal, among others. So awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, send that into replay@screenreality.com. Link for that is in the description. I've been Maxwell. This has been a World of Tanks replay, and I'll catch you guys next time.